Welcome to another episode of Film School. I'm your host James Bixby, and today we're going to be talking about how to break into the film industry. So recently in a video, I was asked some tips about breaking into the film industry, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to make a video and just give some tips that I've learned along the way. I'm not an expert, and I've only been working in the industry for about 2.5 years. I have learned a lot, and so I'm willing to share the information that I've learned. First and foremost, if you're looking into going into film as a career, you really have to be dedicated, and it's got to be something you love to do because it's really long days, it's a lot of work, and it can be very hard to find work sometimes. Most set days go 12 plus hours, and a lot of them do go over 12 hours just because things have to be filmed at that moment for continuity. So that's one struggle, and for me, I don't really mind working really long days, and especially something I love to do. So if it's something you don't mind working for and having really long days, then that's great. One of the biggest struggles for finding work in the film industry is living where the work is. And you can get lucky. Sometimes there's traveling crews that will be coming to your town, but for the most part, a lot of the work is in LA/Hollywood out in California, but there's a lot of work actually in Atlanta and New Orleans. They do a lot of work because of the tax incentives. Also in Wilmington, North Carolina, there's a lot of work in the film industry. Also, Miami and Orlando are obviously big film spots here in Florida. Sarasota is starting to become a film area because of our great tax incentives. So that's really exciting, and that's how I actually got a lot of my jobs, is because a lot of the productions came to town to film. And this leads me on to my next point, and that's networking. This is so crucial and important because a lot of the jobs that come along in the film industry are all word of mouth. It's a very tight-knit community, and if you want work, you gotta know people. Getting out there and knowing your film commission or anyone that's interested in film, talk with them, see what projects they're working on, volunteer, because that's what I had to do for almost 1.5 years. Was I did an internship, and I also did a bunch of free work just to be able to get my name out there. And it ended up paying off, and it's really hard if you have bills to pay and stuff, and you have to work a second job, but you're going to have to go out there and do some free work eventually. And once you have your name out there, they're going to start passing it down from production to production. Because what happens is, at the end of each production, you get a crew list, and it has everyone's contact information, and everyone's talking about the next project they're going to be working on. And when that happens, they need people, and it's usually production assistant positions, and you can move up from there, but they'll need some help like that. So take all opportunities, even if it is production assistant jobs. Another great thing about networking is it doesn't have to be in person all the time. There's a ton of websites online, such as Production Hub, LinkedIn, and a few others that you can put your information online, and then production companies that are coming to your area that are looking for crew will go on there and they'll call you. And I've actually got jobs from out of state that way. If you guys have a film commission in your city, contact them. It's a free service usually, and you can get your information on their crew list, and they will also know if there's any productions coming to town. And if you're filming your own film, then they can help you from start to finish. So for me on set, what I did was I always would start usually as a production assistant. There's only been a couple times where I was like gripping lighting or camera. But what I did was I was very helpful. I'm not sitting down. I'm always looking to see if anyone in any department needs help. Unless I have another job that I'm supposed to be doing, like, I'm always open to help. And people seem to really like that because they remembered me, and then that's how I would get promoted to either gripper lighting or camera. Also, when you're on set, start to learn the equipment. Even if you're not a gripper lighting or in camera or locations or whatever it may be, get to know the equipment. And because it'll be really helpful. For production assistant, you're pretty much hands-on everything for all departments, so get to know the equipment. Always treat equipment properly, because a lot of the equipment on set is very expensive. I mean, I've worked with light bulbs that cost $4,000. I was very nervous to handle them. These lights like cost 80 grand, and you just have to be very careful and don't bring liquids on set. Like, if you have your water drink, keep it away from the equipment. I've seen people flip out over that. Now, talking about internships, that's a great way to get hands-on experience and get your name out there. And usually that's something you do while you're still in school, so you also get college credit, which is really nice. And that's exactly what I did. I was in college at the time for film. It was a community college, and I got an internship at a studio. And from there, I got college credits, and I got hands-on experience, and I got to network with the people. So it was a really good thing. But internships can have a downside. You have to protect yourself because there are businesses, unfortunately, out there that will use internships for free labor. And I was a victim of that, but I chose to stick it out because there was benefits later. And same goes for Craigslist and all those other ones. Make sure people aren't ripping you off for good hard work. Because yes, you do have to network and you do have to do some free work, but make sure it doesn't go beyond the point of them just actually using you for free work. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the video description below. And if you are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, go hit that little yellow button. That way you get notifications when I have a new video out. Also on this channel, I have a show called Skate Life, all about skateboarding, and I have my vlogs, so go check those out, and I will see you guys next time.